Okay, I got a certain Kanye song on my mind. Can't get it off my mind. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. I think you might know the song. Okay, so put some tunes on here. Hey, Splattercat is here. Awesome sauce. I got that song stuck in my head. They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. So, good discussion on the group chat earlier this evening. Very helpful. Got a lot of things to do. I'm always like just way overwhelmed. But I think what I need to do is gonna switch it up so that I get my book published. I honestly think I'm probably just gonna have to do it in black and white, which I hate. It really upsets me. I want it to be in color, but I don't know that I have enough fans to like pay for that because it would have to do like a Kickstarter kind of thing. Hey, Lord Commander, good to have you here. Take it all one day at a time and prioritize the tasks. It says. Yes, indeed, indeed. Um, um, so I haven't had a chance yet to reach out to John Della Rose, but he'll give me advice on how to handle this. You know, he's a pro. He'll know what to do. Um, and yeah, so with that, it'll just get me wherever I need to be. You know, get that squared off. I'm just cooking up some tunes on YouTube on my desktop, rather laptop thingy. So give me a minute here. It's great that you have friends in the industry. Yeah. Well, it's definitely helpful. John is extremely professional. He's very, very successful. Oh shit, that's not what I want. And a good guy. So um, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think that he's really gonna. Well, we were talking about me coming back and doing a book for him. Honestly, that's not. I mean, I want to finish my book, but I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. You know, he and I had this other thing that we were developing, and I don't know, kind of went on the shelf while I put all my attention into what I'm doing now. Um, Still scrolling for some music. Oh, that's interesting. It's not Pink Floyd again. I don't know. If it seems like everyone's gonna get sick of Pink Floyd if I keep playing it. Hold on a second. It's been really enjoyable, though. You know, I've been just digging it. Hello to Niru. Niru, hello. Oh, are you an artist, Nero? Introduce yourself a little bit. Hello to Oliver. Great to have you hot down. First stream I've been able to watch in a week. Oh, I'm like I'm okay. I'm just like tired. You know, I'm just like overwhelmed. Uh, I kind of hit a place where I'm gonna start setting aside some me time because like my health is starting to go down. Um, I've been under a lot of stress with financial problems, and that means like whenever that happens, it's like whenever I have like when I'm not at work and I'm at home, I'm just like trying to figure out ways to drum up money, freelance, this, that, and the other thing. Um, and instead of like putting time into like exercise or qigong or something, I'll push all my time into this other shit, and then I get fucking unhealthy. So it's a kind of a vicious cycle, basically. It's really terrible. So fuck that. A new day, a new way, and new eyes to see the dawn, baby. Let's do it. Carry on. All right, Ethnet Atheist is here. What's going on? Hey, hey, hey. You guys ready to shred it? Sorry. It's just a comic book art show, guys. Come on. Although I do say some pretty... I say things that would get me in trouble in certain countries. I'll just put it that way. Rejoice, rejoice, we have no choice. Gotta carry on. That's right, kiddo. No matter how hard living in Zog gets, we gotta carry on. I think that the strength of a man is not measured in sort of his success, but how well he endures living in a world of enslavement and still keeps his soul. And I can say I know a lot of people that don't do that. People that succumb to just shitting on their brother and lying and cheating and doing things of that nature. But what does it serve a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Something worth contemplating. Indeed. So I have this kind of new friend who is a local dude, local yokel, out on the house music scene. Friend of a friend kind of deal. He's one of our guys, which is always cool when you get to meet one of our guys IRL. You know what I mean? It's always nice. And he's just got like an incredible spirit, like just a pure, innocent, not innocent in like a childlike sense, but like just an honesty about him that's very refreshing, and a kindness about him that's really comforting, you know. So he is pretty devout Christian. I believe he's in the Orthodox faith, and he sent me an interesting. It's kind of a prayer that I guess he uses, or that is used in his practice. I'm kind of confused. Oh, there it is. And long story short, it's a type of a prayer that you repeat over and over and over and over and over. And I basically said that's a mantra. That's like the technology of mantra, where you repeat something. And I guess the monks in the Orthodox tradition will do this and enter. It's probably states of trance and things of this nature. So I thought, wow, that there's something there. There's something really beautiful there, you know. So that might be something that I can kind of integrate into my lifestyle. I think it's nice. Okay. What's going on with you cats? How's your day going? Anything new and exciting? You on the road must have a code that you can't live by. Because the past. And another thing that occurred to me, Okay, Ethnet says, I'm in photo editing hell trying to use GIMP. Ooh, GIMP. Just loaded Krita to see if it's better. GIMP is, to my knowledge, pretty old, and I don't know. I remember using GIMP quite a while ago, like 2013 or something, you know. I mean, it's free, I guess, but I just remember it being like kind of like the retarded version of Photoshop, sort of, you know. Which I don't know if you have Photoshop, but like that's the that's the one, you know. You want Photoshop for sure. Um, what's your photo editing for? What's the dealio? Oh dear. Life. Ain't it grand? I did have fun on Saturday. Kind of have a new crush on this girl too. So, don't worry, I don't take it so seriously. It's just for fun, you know. It's not. I'm not getting super emotionally wrapped up into it. But yeah, there's just a, you know, I've seen this girl on the scene. She's really, really cute. She's very adorable. Um, She's the kind of person that like doesn't give a shit what other people thinks about her, and just is just goofy and fun and has a good time. And I'm like, that's definitely cool. You know, I totally vibe with that. You know, just enjoy yourself, let loose. You know, get into the moment. And so that being the case, like, you know, the feeling. Well, she's. I won't say that she likes me in like a likey romantic kind of sense, but we definitely have a fun new little, you know, club friendship kind of thing going on, which is fun. So we'll be seeing each other on the scene this summer, and that'll be great. Something to look forward to. It's always nice when there's like, you know, people that you like to see and stuff like that. There was another young lady that I was vibing with, and it got pretty close, if you know what I'm trying to say. She's got a lot of personal problems, though, and I kind of thought, you know what, it might be fun now, but there's gonna be a payoff somehow. You know, it's not gonna, you know what I mean. You're gonna have to pay the ferryman, so to speak. You know, it's cool. It's cool. It's been a fun ride, I guess, but I'm not really looking for a fun ride. I'd like to have a normal relationship. And that was really the clincher. I'm like, you know, this is not gonna last. You know, it's not like you can't base a relationship just on bim bam boom. You know. Um, but yeah, little things like that kind of help because like so you know when things aren't so drab. You know, it's not just work and money problems and you know all this other shit in the world. You know, almost. God. All right, let's read some Juan Yasso. Hello, Mr. Kent. Make a portrait of her, Mr. Kent. Well, she's a cutie sperdootie, I'll tell you that. So she's kind of short, which I don't mind. So the first, what does she look like? Well, she's not one of these like, you know, show her boobs and ass kind of girls. She's more laid back, you know, kind of wears like a baseball hat. She's really funky, sunglasses, long dark brown hair. She reminds me a lot of this girl that I had a massive crush on in college, um, who I also just recently got back in touch with. Another story. But the crazy thing about it is it's about spirit, it's about soul. Like when you go to these clubs and stuff, there's there's certain kinds of normies that are just like, you know, I'm doing what everyone else is doing. I'm fitting in. They don't really get it. They're not letting loose, And it's like if I drink lots of shots and alcohol, then I'm having fun. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. You just let go of your spirit, like let go of your ego. Anyway, it was just fine. I'm not like I don't sit around worrying about those people. But then once in a while, you just get somebody who's like super down to earth and super groovy, and you can tell like she just knows how to. She understands the vibe of house music and what it's all about, and just expresses it in the way she dances, the way she dresses, all of it. It's just it's so there, and like that's attractive to me. That's like super attractive to me. I because I want to be around people that have that kind of positive spirit. You know what I mean? Not people that are worried about, oh, what do I look like or something. I just calm down. Like life is fucking hard enough. Let's just take a break. Literally, let's just take a break. That's why we're here is to get away from all that shit. Um, and so I'm like a really, really good dancer. So I attracted her attention, um, and then at one point, like she's just kind of doing her little silly, goofy dances and stuff, and she comes over and stands in front of me and just leans right into me, like I'm a wall, and she's just like lays back on top of me. I don't even know her. We haven't spoken or anything, and I'm like, what the hell is happening here? It was like so adorable, and I can't, and I'm like, oh man, I think I'm falling in love with this girl. She's just like a child in a way, kind of like that's just kind of like like laying on me like a big fluffy bed or something. And I don't know, it really touched me, and so I had this little funny trick as to how I got to chatting with her. So I'm dancing near her, and this tricky thing about women is like if you come on too hard, then they don't like you. You're supposed to somehow be Mr. Cool. Face reveal. No, no, I'm not doc. I don't dox myself. Oh, you mean the girl? Well, I'm trying to describe her. I don't. It's hard to. She's hard to describe. She's probably got a little Italian in her. You know what I mean? That kind of like there's Italian girls have a certain look. Um, I don't know what she is, but there's some a little bit of that in there. Anyway, I'm like, how am I going to talk to this girl? I got to break the ice. So we're sort of dancing in a little circle of people, and I can overhear her speaking to her friend over the music, and she says something like, "I don't understand how people can come to this like events like this and just stand around. Like that's not like what the hell." And so I kind of went over to her a little later and I just leaned into her and I was like, I don't understand how people can come to events like this and just stand around. And she goes, oh my God, I was just saying that to my friend. Blah, 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 blah. And off we went. Off and running, gang. We were off and running. So that was fun. And then, I don't know, it's just like there's certain people that are very laid back and they're easy to approach, I think. I think that's kind of what it is. It's like someone who's really, really genuine is easier to approach, I think. You don't feel so intimidated. Um, so there you go, gang. But like I said, it's just a playful kind of club crush. There you go. I'm gonna have to write a song called Club Crush. It'd be a really good concept for a song. And then she introduced me to her best friend, which I think is a very good sign. A girl introduces you to her best friend. Kind of a good sign. And then, before I left that night, I just was like, hey, Heather, it's great meeting you. Let's see you around. And she's like, oh, do you come here? And what do you do? This is easy. Yeah, I'll be here all summer. And so she threw her arms around me, and oh man, I had a big old smile on my face. And there you go. But like I said, it's just a fun little thing, not super serious. So. Hey, Mr. Kent, have you ever ventured into doing body art tattooing? I do not do tattoos. I've been asked that question millions of times. If someone wanted to commission me to draw art that they could then give to a tattoo artist, I could probably do that. I've done t-shirts, which are kind of the t-shirt art that I've done looks very much like tattoo art in the sense like it's got strong line art and would have a certain kind of something to it. I actually have some pretty good friends that do tattoo art, and I've talked to them about it. I'm not personally interested in doing that, but I just was curious, and they said that like the market is saturated right now. And I'm very much like, I can't imagine like drawing on someone's skin, or not drawing, like, so literally drawing it using the needles, the whole thing. I'm just like sort of grossed out by it. Anyway, yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get this out here. I need to go back on the chat. There's like a hell of a lot of chat here. Said hi, what's going on? Photo editing, portrait, product advertisement. I'm just explaining. Open. Oh, okay. Source world. Oh, cool. Okay. Yuki Dayo. Yuki, are you Japanese? Nihongo desu ka? Nihongo hanashimasu ka? Or is Yuki just a fun anime name that you like? Because I know there's a lot of people that love the anime. But I think that'd be really neat if I actually had real Japanese fans. My real name is Yoshihiro Yakamoto. This is my real Japanese accent. I only pretend to be American artist, but actually my real name is Yoshihiro. I'm from Tokyo. Live in Japan many years. Like to eat sushi. I kid the Japanese because I love them. So don't get the wrong impression. I'm not trying to mock them. I love the Japanese. I lived in Osaka. Do you guys know where Osaka is? Osaka is like in Japan, you've got Tokyo and Osaka. That's like New York and LA. Those are the two major cities. And instead of East Coast, West Coast, it's North and South. And like they've got their own accent and their own lingo, and it's its own kind of thing. Their own gangsters and all that. Hoopty doopty. It's a pretty big city. Anyway, that happened. So moving on, Brandon, what's up, buddy? Face reveal. No, you're saying face reveal for me or for the girl I was talking about? I thought you were referring to the girl that I met the other night. Like, I've seen her on this scene, but I didn't speak to her until Saturday. And she's like, I love your vibe. And I'm like, I love your vibe. Oh my God, we both love each other's vibe. Ah! And she's like, Daft Punk is my favorite band. I'm like, Daft Punk's my favorite band. Oh my God. Ah! So, come on, let me have some fun, okay? I'm fucking lonely, all right? I need some fun like this, you know? Oh, crazy times. All right, let's see what we can do here. The Great Ape is here. Welcome back. Helmet looks like a Mandalorian helmet. Boba Fett's. They might be related. They might be related. If you start talking about anime, Hypocritic Oath might show up. Oh shit. Oh my god. It'd be like, Manga Waffen Assemble. Yeah, he's trolled me pretty hard, that son of a gun. You know what? I'm gonna let it go though, because since it has Waffen after it, I'm like, okay, that I'll go for that, you know. Anyways, so let's see, got some Osaka Ojinga. Osaka Ojinaga. Wow, do you speak some Japanese, Juan? What? Where are you from, Juan? Are you in America? Are you South America? Where are you from, sir? Excuse me. Turning into Oh man, so much has to be accomplished before I die. I am gonna have a very happy death. That I know. But I don't want to go before I'm finished with the work I need to get done here on this planet. Oh man, there's a lot of. Other thing you do is when you're a father, you worry about your kids a lot. Laredo, Texas. I'm a Texan. All right, all right. The Yellow Rose of Texas, the state of the 10-gallon cowboy hat. Woohoo! I have a lot of love for Texas. I really, Texas is like on my bucket list too. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's its own country. You know what I mean? Like Texas is its own country, basically. You know? Yeah. There's been talk about Texas. What's the word when they leave the country and they become independent? Anyway, I don't know that that'll ever happen, but it's just it's like Quebec wants to secede. I think it's from Canada. You know, da da da. Anyway, um, it's funny because the big thing with liberals is like, oh, I'm going to Austin, Texas. It's Austin, Texas. It's so liberal. Oh my God, I can do it, Austin, Texas. Like, okay, fine. You know, if that makes you a better person, I'm better than you. I live in Austin, Texas. Oh my God. When I was in college, New York City was a big one, but like San Francisco for some reason became like the big cool thing. And like I knew a bunch of dudes that I hung out with, and they were like, oh, you know, I got to get out of small town. I got to go to San Francisco, and then I can be, you know, an elite liberal. And one of those guys, wow, that didn't work out for him. He was actually very, very, very conservative. And why did he move to frickin' San Francisco? I have no idea. But he, I visited him once, by the way, and like, oh man, I mean, you know, this was quite a while ago, so it wasn't quite as bad in California as it is today. But like, you know, there was a time when he left his apartment building to go to work, and there was like a dead body on the street out in front of his apartment building, and somebody got shot in the head or something. And there's just like all kinds of Mexican transvestites and fuckery and disgusting weirdo shit around him all the time. And he ended up moving to Japan, and now he's in like conservative heaven. You know, he's like he will like he's lost in Japan basically. Like he got married, has kids there, and whatever. Anyway, years later, I ended up becoming friends with his younger brother, who's in the local film, I don't want to say industry, but like culture, I guess. And we did a little work together and this and that. We almost started a band, which would have been a great thing to do. You know, everyone's full of talk. Nobody wants to put the work in. Screw Austin, stay away from there. The rest of us do. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So no. I mean, I'm clearly not saying I want to go to Austin. You know. The director friend of mine that I've talked about several times on this show, he was talking about going, and he's quite a bit younger than me. So like, he kind of asked me what I think, and I went through the whole thing about like people your age have this instinct that if I move to some hipster city, that somehow like my life is all gonna come together, and like I'm gonna be the thing that I hope to be, my dreams, this, that, something else, whatever. And it's a fake, fucked up illusion that basically liberals sell to each other so that they can feel better than people who live in smaller towns and that are not famous or whatever, you know. And then I said, like, you know, where we live now already has like a great film industry presence. It's you'd be a big fish in a small pond, which is a million times better than being a small fish in a big ocean. You know, you get the analogy. And then he was like, you know, you're right. And then he decided not to. So I saved a single soul from liberal hell. Whew. No, I only have 3 billion to go. Ah, yes. The work of a bodhisattva. No, I've taken the bodhisattva vow, but I'm a shitty bodhisattva, which is really a painful thing to say. That brings me back to what I was saying earlier, is like getting back to getting some me time in, you know. Me time not sounding, it sounds kind of gay, but you know, like, all right, from X to X, I'm just gonna get back to some Qigong, Kung Fu training, exercise, you know. I don't know, it's just I think consistency and stability are really the thing. I gotta get like a little more rock solid. I've been going through major changes in my life, and they just don't fucking stop. And I'm like, I'm really fucking done with all these changes. I'm like, fuck this shit. I gotta slow down, you know. Okay. No shortage of excuses. Anyway, what do we got? Texas. So I don't know. Not everybody's here, but I'll just kind of talk a little bit about this. Some news that's coming down the pipeline here. I have another comics freelance job that I've been working on for, frankly, a couple of years, and there's a lot of money behind it. The people working on that project have switched the budget and time effort to developing marketing materials, which include like CGI animation of the characters that I helped design and the artwork that I did for the project. So, and then to get the website up and other things of that nature. So that took a lot of time, and now they're pretty much done with that. So they're going to get back to finishing the last big chapter of that book. It's called The Alliance. If you go back into the videos and stuff, you'll see me drawing the Alliance pages. Anyway, and so their goal is to get to launch the entire project in September. And there's something like another 50 pages to go, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you got to realize that there's a guy that has to colorize it, another guy has to letter it. The writer slash editor changes his mind every fucking 5 minutes about, oh no, I want to change this, I want to change that. It's a really long, tedious process. So I'm like, listen, if you really seriously want to hit this deadline, you'd better like get the money now and get me working, because you're living in la la land if you think we're gonna get this done by then. The way that you guys work, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to be insulting. I'm just saying that like it's just a thing, it's kind of part and parcel with like this world of comics, and it's dealing with teams of people, blah blah blah. So, and I love these guys. They're good guys. They're my friends and whatnot. What else can I say? So, when that, when I get the news on that, I will be switching off of this book of Militia Man, and then kicking out the Alliance pages. The thinking is that I need to, when the Alliance launches, it's going to be a very major event. Like I said, there's like, decent money behind this and a lot going on. So my name is going to be out there. You know what I'm saying? So as a result, I'm thinking, well, you know what? I better get Militia Man ready for the market. I better get it on the market. And which means I will have to stop doing what I'm doing now and focus on getting the writing stuff worked out, because how it works is you put the script in a very specific format for a guy that they call the letterer, who does digital lettering, and then he copy pastes things, and it's a process. It's just a little hard to explain right now, but it's just fucking time consuming like everything else in life. And so it's a good thing, because I should be making money off it. I should get some notoriety through the Alliance project. There'll be a lot of marketing behind that. And when people are like, well, who's this Donald Kent guy? I want them to have a book that they can buy. And yeah, they could buy Imperium Calling. But, I'd like it if they could buy Militia Man. That would be more along the lines of what I'm shooting for, I'm hoping for. So what I would do in a sense is break the graphic novel into two, and be like, okay, put out the first half, and that can even market the second one. Now, here's the clincher. I can try to do a Kickstarter fundraiser to gather the money to do coloring for the pages, which is going to come to thousands of dollars. And then see if I can get someone affordable to colorize half of the graphic novel. And then again, I'll either self-publish it or go through. Well, what I plan to do is talk to my friend John Della Rose, who's a giant name in the Comicsgate world, and present it to Vox Day. How many here know who Vox Day is in this chat? I gotta see who here is our people and who's not. Hello, Mei Mei. I'm new to watching your channel. Hey, do you know what Mei Mei means in Chinese? Mei Mei is just, it's cute. It's like the cute way of saying beautiful. It's like beautiful. It's also a common girl's name, Mei Li. And so Mei Guo means America, which translates to beautiful country. Mei, it says like a Mei Guo. That's the sound of, anyway, they don't call us America, they call us beautiful country. And which America is a beautiful country. Anyway, I'm just curious if you know what your name is. So anyway, that is an update on Militiaman. We shall see how things go. But I am definitely feeling very, very fatigued. Like I actually have really, really high blood pressure right now, which is not good. That's why I'm gonna start getting back to me time. It's me time. Maybe I should go to the spa with the girls. Get my nails done. With these sausage fingers. Anyway, what do we got? Robert says, I'll do the coloring if you want. Really, Robert? Do you actually do comic book coloring? If so, send me some samples. Okay, buddy? That would be really, really great to see. One of my guys offered to do the lettering. Excuse me. And he's never done lettering before, has no instinct at all for it. So we did a couple sample pages, and I was just like, it's not, I appreciate your offer, but it's just not working. Hello, Victorian. Hey, what's shaking? Let's see the commercials off. You see, that really shut the front door. I don't even need you anymore. Get out of my life. All right, let's have some yacht rock. This time. Is there something wrong with me that I like yacht rock? Does that make me like a bad person? Hope not. Oh, it's such a good song. This is cool. I love the way his eyes look. They look very like intense because this scene right here and what he says is really powerful. He's he's like, I think the only white guy in the new MAGA force, and he's the only one that like follows the rules and actually believes in like being a superhero and doing the right thing and helping people. His superhero name is Goldenheart. So he's clearly, got his heart in the right place, as it were. Anyway, he's just kind of figuring out that like Judeo-Christian news is rotten, and that the other people in the team are just shit. They're like criminals and murderers. And he's like, look, that's not what I signed up for. I'm not a part of that. I just found out what's going on. I want to help you. I want to be a part of, like, So he's essentially kind of like the Christian right, whereas like, Westgard is the far right. you know, and so Westgard is basically kind of, poking him in the chest, like, if you betray us, I'll kill you. Like, you show, if you say you're you know you're clean or whatever, you blah 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 blah. And then in the last panel, the angel dude is like, okay, actions speak louder than words. Let's get in the fight. Show me what you got, and then we just cruise right into the big fight scene. Woohoo! Fight, fight, fight. Oh, I taught some martial arts today. Speaking of fighting, let's read on. Robert says, I do the coloring for my own work. Might not be up to par of what you're looking for, but I can do it. Well, do you know my email address? Because at the very least, you should send samples, and I'll certainly have a look. Okay, buddy? And I'd be very grateful to you. There is one guy that I found. He's like a white South African artist, and for like the whole art quality ratio versus price ratio is pretty good. It's like it's definitely not cheap, but it's more in the affordable realm. So I'd like to work with him because I really, really, really need this to be up to like Marvel, DC comic level quality. You understand? Like this can't be some shitty indie comic garbage. This got to be pro level. That's what I'm talking about. It's got to compete on the market and stand up, and excuse me, to have this much invested in it, excuse me, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So that's it. I hope you guys can jive with that. Oh shit! The cap of this just fell off. Where did it go? The disappearing cap. Boy, that's going on the editing room floor. Well, that pen will die. Why am I coughing? I gotta get some water. Ah, shit. Okay, sorry guys, I'll be back. Here you can look at some art. Hang tight. Oh, I found the cap. Okay. Happy times, ladies and gentlemen. The missing cap. Wow, exciting. I tell you, man. Living on the edge here on the Donald Kent Fun Time Comic Book Hour. So what about you guys? What's new? I would need some type of model sheet or style guide, of course, for the characters, so I know what color. Oh, naturally, dude. That goes without saying. That's just par for the course, right there. Par for the course. You know what's striking me? Maybe I'll put some black around here just to like punctuate that. I mean, there's going to be a word balloon here covering up most of it. So what's the point? Probably no point at all. That's why there's like these big empty spaces, and I'm like, why the fuck draw a background in there and it's going to be covered by a word balloon? Does that mean I'm cheap? Am I a cheap artist? Lazy. You just lazy. You're so lazy. After 100,000 pages of comics being drawn, I must be lazy. You're so lazy. Anyway, the big event of the summer is starting this weekend. There's this music festival thing that I've got season tickets to, and woohoo, fun times. So pretty much every weekend I'll be going to this music festival. Of course, it's house music. What did you expect? Oh man, and there's a lot of people. There's a couple hundred people at every show. So it's not, you know, it's not like going to a little club. It's a major outdoor thingamajig. And I get my best duds. Actually, usually every year I like buy new shirts and sunglasses and hats and cool shit to wear for these things because I like to get decked out. And it's just for fun, you know, it's just a good time. It's all about like the spirit of, you know, house music and having fun and shit. So you better save it for a rainy day. All right, so yeah, it's just nice to have something to look forward to, you know, something that you know is gonna lift your spirit up and give you some healing. Speaking of healing, I'm really trying to focus more on that with my family. I don't know how that's gonna go, but at least I'm trying, you know. So online trending reels is here. OPPP brother. Is this your voice? Yes, sir, Bob. That's my voice. This is not AI. Since we got some new folks here, let me show you some artwork. Redbirds is here. Get ready for my arrival, worm. Woohoo! All right, let's say hello to some new friends and give them a big whoop-de-doo show by letting them see my art book. Oh, oh, fancy, fancy. Get on your fancy pants, because it is time for Imperium Calling, the art and poetry of Donald Kent. So let's take a look. Thank you, Splattercat, for popping that in there. That's my Substack. Excuse me. This is on Amazon, and it's gonna blow your mind. Here we go. Ready? Are you even ready for this? I like your art. Well, God bless you, because you're about to get an art explosion. A little bit of my illustration with my poetry here in the beginning parts, and then zing. Here's this. This is a really lovely piece, I think. It's kind of what I would call conceptual art. The themes of my fine art, my conceptual art, have a lot to do with Western man, with the European man, the European spirit, reconnecting to our mythos, our ethos, our mythos. Some of it has to do with our enemies, the poison enemies of Western civilization, the child trafficking, blood drinking monsters who burn down our churches and do all sorts of horrible things to our people. And so, but yet Western man is awakening to such things, and the times are changing. Yes, right. The Western man is being born of the world again, bringing art, science, philosophy, and all sorts of cool stuff. Here's one of my oil paintings. I did this when I was 19 years old. See, I've always been crazy. Footballer 999 is here. Wow, that's amazing. Cool. Hey, man, great to have you here. This is an ode to England, to the UK, to encourage them to find the spirit of their great ancestors and to get out, to kill the dragon, which is, of course, the foreign invaders and the evil government that is trying to genocide them. So this is pretty political stuff. I do portraiture, I do historic replications, but you know what? I don't just do boring stuff. I also do cool, crazy, wacky, kooky, spooky stuff. Like scary monsters, dun, dun, super grapes, Cape May running, running scared. That's a David Bowie song if you guys don't know the reference. If you do, give yourself 500 points. Oh, this one's got boobies in it. Hope that doesn't offend anybody. Not the most attractive character, though. So, Let's move on. Let's move on. Move on. Oh my God. What? What? Who? Holy Shavitsky. It's Militia Man. That's our boy. That is our boy. That's the comic book that I'm illustrating on this channel. Get the frig out of here. Let's take a quick look at Militia Man. Here he is in action, right on the pages of the new graphic novel. He's having a face-off with none other but Westguard, head of Fash Force. Oh my God, a fascist superhero? That's impossible. You can't do that. Listen, buddy, there's only room enough for one gun in this town. Shut up. So you're gonna see how this goes if you stick around. It's not for the faint of heart, let me warn you. What do we got? Robert says, have the book. I have the book. I hope you do another one like this, waiting for it to come out. So, Militia Man, yeah, that's right, bro. Did you ever hear of Dynamite Thor? He's a cracker. I tell you, this guy will crack you right up. Captain and Super Mixed version is Militia. Captain and Super Mixed version is Militia. I don't understand that, but maybe someday I will. Anyway, this guy's got he's heading for a big bang, Big Bang Theory. You know what I'm talking about? Boom. Anyway, this actually a concept of a dream that I had. It's literally a dream that I had. Not not exactly a nightmare, but anyway, I'll just move on. Sorry. This is another comic book in here that you can enjoy. It's got some kick-assery in it. A lot of fighting and yelling and bang, boom, slash, pow. Forget about it. Forget about it. Get out of here. How you doing, Wade Ben? So whatever. All that and more in the mighty Imperium Calling. So pick up your copy today, or we cannot be friends. I want to make art, and what's stopping you? What is stopping you? Go boldly forth into the world of art making. I summon the spirits of art, thus that they shall make great art within you and gift the world with your presence. This is some stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to work here. You guys can look at my little meaty hand right now until I get the page ready. Here we go. Holy cow, we're back. That's right. Art means like manga. So manga is the Japanese word for comics, and weirdly I say that on every single show. I don't know why that comes up every single show. It's bizarre. It's crazy. Oh man, we are in some yacht rock heaven right now. Holy cow. Carry on. Should I like karaoke this song? Lost in Love by Air Supply. Sorry. I guess I'm just a little bit cheesy sometimes, so I hope you guys can tolerate it. I apologize if that's offensive to you. Let's get to work here, but my arts say you can't. You can't. Well, you just gotta practice. Big bro, I will support you. Keep going. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Online trending reels, where are you from? I'm very interested to know. Victorian says, I know you already know I think this, but your artwork is very uplifting. Oh, wow. Thank you. It's really kind of you to say that. I appreciate that sincerely. You know, I quite honestly, like, hanging out with you guys really is the best part of my day. This song's a little... Shut up. Ooh, sexy. All right, let's move on. I am from Nepal. Oh my God, I love Nepal. Oh, I want to go to Nepal so bad. I almost went to Nepal. I lived in Asia for 5 years. I studied Buddhism for many, many years. I went to a Tibetan Buddhist school for like 10 years. And so Tibetan Buddhism and Nepal are very, very closely related. Wow, that's amazing, dude. Well, it's really great to meet you, sir. Maybe one day I will finally visit Nepal. So my thinking is Nepal, Tibet, Bhutan, China. Yeah, that would be awesome sauce. Looks like it's over. All right. Sometimes I really gotta be a little quiet so I can concentrate, you know. I'm not ignoring you. What do we got? Oh, really? You know about Nepal? Of course yeah. Well, you don't know me, so. Oh, really? Nepal doesn't have its own manhwa. Well, that's okay. So you can start it. You be the first one to make Nepalese manhwa. So I want to make manhwa like you. Oh, well, it it takes a lot of time. I mean, you gotta put the effort in to learn. I was lucky. I did know people that worked in Marvel and DC, and I got some training from them. But there's lots and lots of YouTube channels where you can learn how to draw like this. Anyway, you know, I don't know. I'm a big supporter of people living their dreams, you know, because why not? Fatty Angel. That's a very strange thing to say. Why did you say that? I have no idea what that means. No kind of. Sorry, sometimes you gotta get in here with one of these tools and get the biz going on. That's about right. I got a little cough going on. I don't know what that's about. Okay. Maybe this music's too cheesy. I don't know. Should I change it? I don't even know if you guys can hear it. It's slightly on the not so loud side. Victorian says, I've actually never left North America, just Canada, Mexico, and the United States, but I have spent time in nearly every state. Well, tell me more about that. What were some of your outstanding impressions from different states that you've been to? So I think of America as like many countries. You know what I mean? There's like so much difference in the culture, in the land, you know, of these different places. It's quite different. I drove across country. I played at a music festival, the White Art Collective Music Festival in Indiana years ago, which was a really neat experience. Interesting, very interesting. All right, let's read some chat here. The Iceman cometh. All right, great to have you here. Let me check out some comments here. Iceman says, Oron McIntyre is trying to get a group together to commission a statue of Pat Buchanan. Do you know anything about the process? Do you know any of our guys' sculptors? Wow. I can get the word out. I can get the word out. I have admin privileges in a really the largest group of right-wing artists. So like if you can email me or contact me in some way, then like I need the details and then we can get this thing moving. So how do you contact me? AmericanZarathustra@gmail.com, or go to my website and there's a contact form there on that site. Go to the contact page. Let me know if you have any trouble and I will try to, or maybe Splattercat could type my website address into the chat so you can contact me that way. Victorian says, every state is like its own country, possessing a very different spirit that you can sense as you cross the border. It's very surreal at times. So I think the country, in a sense, is really meant to be several countries. Like, you know, the Fed is just like, what is the fucking Fed, you know? Like, what the fuck good does the federal government do for us, you know? Like, we should all be separate countries is really like, probably the best thing for America. Probably the most realistic thing as well. Because it seems like the Fed is just a gigantic, excuse me, just sort of like a gigantic mafia. You know what I'm saying? There's my website. You can hit the contact area there. Yes, absolutely. Copy that. Good. Um, for example, when you cross border Nevada to California or New Mexico, Arizona, you feel an abrupt shift. I kind of felt that way when I traveled across the states. I didn't spend time in a lot of different states, but there was a unique thing, I don't know, a quality of some kind there, yeah. And I think, interestingly, I think the land itself has something to do with that. It feels, you know. Okay, received, good. This is insane. Letty Draws. Thank you for showing us your amazing art. This is so cool. Well, golly gee, you missed like the big show that I just gave like 10 minutes ago. But I will run through some of the pages of this comic just to kind of give you guys something to enjoy, you know, since we got a couple new people here. Let me back out a bit. Sorry for the shadow on there. It's a little hard to get that off. Take a minute to look at some Militia Man comics. Let's see. We don't deserve this, and so many more people should see this. Bye bye, and then you're gone. What the hell? All right, I don't know what to say about that, but I'll still give a little show since I'm a nice guy. Okay. Let's give a look for some of the newer people. Oh boy, a lot going on in this story. Pretty heavy story. Indeedy. Swear the Shizitsky hits the fan right there. So anyway, you get the idea. What time is it? I don't know. I feel really, really tired. I wonder if they have a similar feeling in, say, China between the state of Wu and Wei, for instance. I would say strongly, yeah. So here's my take on China: is that China? Imagine if the Roman Empire still existed, and that all the countries from England to North Africa, Turkey, all of them spoke Latin, but they also had like their home language, like German, French, Spanish, Italian, or whatever, you know. That's what China is. China is a conglomeration of ethnic states, all of which have their own language, history. They're clearly very closely related after 5,000 years. Actually, it was the Mongols that brought China together as the China we know. Prior to that, I mean, the Mongols, they were like shit. I mean, Genghis Khan made it all the way to Hungary. You know, The only reason why he didn't invade Japan is because the the emperor of Japan had every single monk in every temple in all of Japan praying to stop the Mongols from invading, and these terrible storms came and smashed all of their ships. So all of the Mongols, and I mean, it sent many, many fleets across from Korea to Japan, and every fucking one of them got shot down by the. I mean, there were a couple that made it, and then the Japanese just chopped them up. But you get the idea. So that's kind of a. It's in Japan. It's thought to be like a kind of a holy thing. Like there was some real spiritual power that saved them from the Mongol invaders. But anyway, I'm off on a historic thing here. Look at me go. You know what, guys? I got a bit of a headache. I'm feeling tired and fatigued. I think I'm going to wrap it a bit early today. I guess I'm going to do some qigong, some meditation, maybe some light exercise or something. I don't know, but I'm going to need to back off a tiny bit here. So I appreciate your presence, your kindness, your support, and that's what she said. Woo, Mr. White. Every single time, you always show up like right as I'm about to end. Is this like a thing? Are you lurking through the whole show and then you jump into chat just when I'm about to leave? Because like how many times has this happened already? It's weird. It's getting weird. At least the good news is you can go back and click and watch the show over. And Rose is here. Hello, hello. Apparently, yes, that's fucked up. I feel bad about that because I want you to be here. Listen, since Ann Rose just showed up and you just showed up, I will do a tiny little fun time show where maybe, I don't know, we can look at some comics together. Would that be fun? Because that's easy. I don't have to concentrate on drawing and eep. Yeah, so this is some gorgeous, gorgeous artwork here. Now, we're talking about comic book coloring. Look at the all. How do I do this? I'm going to zoom in. Hold on. Zoom in even more. So look at all of the rendering inside his face of all these different tones and shapes and how they blend together. This literally is painted on there. It's like the people who do this coloring are really, it's a hell of a lot of work, and they really, really have to understand art, these painting on these highlights. This background, the the Capitol building is a photograph filtered through Photoshop. Oh, that was weird. My lamp just moved without, I must have a ghost in here. Very strange. Like if you look at all the highlights and shadows in here, you see like this like slightly greenish blue light. That's like an underlighting coming in here on the boopy and stuff. She looks kind of old and haggard. That's a weird drawing, but all of the different shadows, the light blue shadows on the white here, that's a hell of a lot of work, and that looks really freaking phenomenal. This right here is actually, oh, sorry, some kind of gouache or watercolor or something. This is organic paint. It's not digital. But damn, is this guy fucking good, man. Holy frig. That's some gorgeous artwork. Let's see what we got here. So now this is an interesting point. Nighthawk is not a well-known character in... I mean, if you follow Marvel, you'll know him. He's been around for a long, long time, and this is like the modern version. And so he's one of the few black characters. And I'm like, instead of turning a normal, or rather a white character into a black character, why not just use your own fucking black characters? Like, he's a great character. He's really cool, very badass. You see what I'm saying? It's like Marvel already has black characters. Don't switch them out, That shit pisses me off like insanely. More gorgeous artwork. Civil War, this is old. This is like 2000 something or others. When was that? I don't have a date on this. Wow. This is, so like, this is what I mean. Like, that's beautiful artwork. I could be doing art like that. It just takes a lot of time. And if I'm not getting paid Monet for that, I'm not gonna just do that out of fuck nowhere. I have a story to tell. I'm working on my comics. This inking is really, really, really striking. Like, look at the line work in here. I don't know if it's coming across. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that. That's Captain Leroy in the back. That's impressive. So let's move on. Oh, here's something really funny. It's like they gotta have like girl characters, and she's Hispanic, and it's like just we gotta appease the. Ugh, it's shit drives me out of my mind. But whatever. So there's gonna be a massive flop coming out by Marvel. I forget what it's. I forget the name of it, but it's basically a black female girl in an Iron Man suit, and like I guess they've got like a Netflix show or something. So like I don't even want to go there. It's just so stupid and so bad. It's like this is garbage. Like this is not Captain America. Nobody's buying that bullshit. Come on, dude. Give us the real deal. Okay, now this is some badassery right here. That's actually the old Nighthawk and then the new Nighthawk. So that's that, and plus the artwork is ridiculous. There goes again. I think I have some ghosts in the apartment tonight. Let's see what I can find here. Um, Anything interesting? Well, I guess that's the most of that. Anyway, let's see what we got in the chat. Your mocking accent tones always kill me. Well, like, yeah, like if I'm talking about like, oh, we gotta make a special superhero girl because oh, look at that, it's Squirrel Girl and she's got a boyfriend. And, oh, they're gay, it's so nice because they're gay and shit. You know, I have like a million characters that I do. Excuse me, like, but I kind of don't prefer to do that one. I only do that when I'm like mad and shit. Like I'm trying to mock out people. But I prefer to do like the English accent. I think it's quite wonderful a lot to do it. It's very natural for me actually. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my ancestors were English. I suppose so. I don't know. I really don't. Now this is actually stolen from. Well, the composition is from Frank Frazetta. This is a Frank Cho painting. It's a lovely. Look, oops, sorry, it's not on screen. It's a nice painting. Anyway, whatever. Ooh, Daredevil and Elektra. Look away, children. Anyway, enough tomfoolery out of you. I am gonna wrap it up. I believe your mocking accents read that. That's Captain Leroy. Impressive. It's beyond race swapping now. It's mainstream comics. Both Marvel and DC push gay characters. They've made a lot of characters. Yeah, they're shit. They're garbage. I mean, Disney owns Marvel, and what is Disney famous for? Like child trafficking, and underground tunnels, and you know, grooming child stars. It's all Jewish gay pedophilia. Like Disney, don't support Disney. You know, so it's an evil world. We live in an evil world. That's why I make my own comics to say fuck you to these scumbag pieces of shit. But it's okay because hell awaits them. We just have to save the world, while we get a chance to. And that's why we have, like super nationalist superheroes like Dark MAGA militia man. Anyway, I think this is where we're gonna break it off, gang. I appreciate your time, and I will see you on the flip side. Okay. Have yourself a great evening. You can find me on. Where can you find me? You can find me on Substack, Donald Kent Art, Twitter, Donald Kent Art, and blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, thanks again. Have yourself a lovely evening. God bless you guys. Stay real. Yacht rock forever.